All right, here we go, folks. We got ourselves a fresh series coming at you. It is from the World Team League between the two best teams in this regular season so far and the two best teams last season. They met in the grand finals of the WTL 2023 summer, and here we are in the winter season, and they are meeting in the regular season once again. This is for sole possession of first place between these two teams, and we are starting things out with a rematch of an excellent match between the two of them last season, where Ryung actually went 1-1. It is a best of two format. So each first map is predetermined. And both teams double blind send their players. And then loser of the first map picks the second map from the remaining matches or remaining maps in the pool. And yeah, do forgive me if the observing is, you know, suboptimal. I'm not the one in control. But we're going to do what we can. All right, we got ourselves a reactor first from Ryung. Ryung, he is a bit of a mentalist. He is a player that has so many funky builds and funky setups. He's come up with some weird 3-base all-ins that are really powerful, taking down players that feel like they punch above his weight. Or sorry, feel that they're just a class above, but he always seems to punch above his weight, is what I'm trying to get to. And I eventually got there. Good job, me. Hello, the Mentalist. 1995. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Congratulations on, I'm assuming, making it to the ripe old age of 28? 29? 28? That show was great. I heard good things. Okay, we're going to see a snipe attempt on the Overlord. All right. And by snipe attempt, I mean he's just going to kill it. Like there's no saving it. Right? Yeah, no, there's no saving it. SC2. It could be 27, but not 29. Correct. I realized that after. All right, so it's going to be 4 Marines into Reactor Hellions, and beyond this, probably going to be Banshee. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay, double tech lab. So, all right, he is going to be going bio. Solaris is a map that is rather interesting with those slow zones. But it is a pretty large map. Ryung, a lot of the pushes that he liked to do were good on some of the shorter maps. Like, for example, Royal Blood was a map that he made some good plays on. Oh, I've already forgotten the name of the other map. Ooh, Hellions are going to try and run on in, but a nice block from Reynor. He does get a safety Roach Warren, and he will get the grab with one of those lings. Good defensive spread from Reynor. Just blocking that Hellion run by before it can become a problem. It's something I've got to do a better job of in my games, is spreading those units. You can also use Patrol to great effect. I feel like Dark is a good player with doing that. But we got to talk about what Ryung is doing, because it is not going to be a 3-base all-in. It is going to be a 2-base push to start things off. He's going to be going for Cloak Banshee, and that will, of course, force Spores and could get some damage. But most importantly, it is going to be the 2-base push coming beyond this. It doesn't really feel like you can gain a lot of momentum on this map with, like, leapfrogging tanks anywhere. But with Reynor's creep spread, it's going to be extremely difficult to gain any kind of momentum. It is going to be extremely difficult. I'm looking up the name of the map from last season. Wasn't Altitude, wasn't Ancient. It's Babylon. That's the one. Babylon. That was the map that you could really create cramped situations. Could really make things feel tight. 8 queens on the map. Wow, that is a normal number. That's me coming back from looking up something and reacting because it was just there in front of my eyes. But more queens are coming on in. Oh, Reynor looking like he's going to lose a couple drones, but on the top side, Hellions will get cleaned up for the most part. They did clear a little bit of creep, but this already feels like, I mean, the creep spread alone is so advanced. It seems as though Reynor took that last series between the two of them personally. We're going to see Ryung going for a third command center. Of course, it's already done. So not a big 5 racks all in, just a 3 racks pressure off 2 bases. Oh, one of the Banshees did go down. That's a big loss. Reynor up at 67 drones. He's going to be playing 1-1 Roach. He's going to be taking a page out of the Dark Book. Darkhold, if I may. The first double drop will come into the main base. Reynor does have a very well-placed Overlord. And Ryung... okay, Queens are going to get back in here. A couple of Roaches as well. Nice transfuse there from Reynor, and he's buying time very effectively. He keeps the Queen alive as well. Excellent defense coming in from Reynor. Banshee does manage to get saved, so kind of a funny scenario, like saving Private Banshee. Actually, you would never fly a Banshee if you were a private. I think most Air Force pilots have to be... Can anyone even fly a plane without being an officer? I feel like every officer, or everyone who flies a plane, ends up being an officer. I actually don't know how the military works, but I'm basing this off of watching Stargate SG1. +1 weapons is done for Ryung, but... yeah, this is a great start for Reynor already. His mechanics are so clean. Oh, there it is. It is going to turn into a 3-base push. We've got 3 more barracks coming on in. This looks like it is going to be a 2-1 timing from Ryung. But Reynor already has a hive on the way. His 1-1 is about to complete, so he can go straight up into that 2-2 if he's so inclined. And his creep, like, look at this. This is creep that is starting to be cleared, but it's already on the other side of the map. Oh, that scan. Oh, just barely doesn't expire before that last creep tumor. If that creep tumor stays alive, that's like almost a full page of creep that would have stayed alive. Like a full screen of creep. So very crucial. That was actually down to like 0.2 of a second at most. A couple infestors being added on. Of course, they don't require that pathogen glands anymore to be ready to go. Now, because it's going to be a tank-based push, the infestors won't necessarily be amazing, but because there's so much creep to work through, they still are going to have some opportunities. Ryung is doing a really good job of methodically clearing and clipping the creep, but Reynor still has so much creep. There's the fungal. It's a money fungal. Okay, there was no second fungal coming on in, but that still drives this back and protects the creep spread. Oh, that was really nice for Reynor. Reynor is maxed out, so he's going to be able to start trading a little bit. You got to be careful. You don't want to push into a 3-base Terran, especially one that's trying to all-in you. Ryung's still trying to find an opening with these bio units. Vipers are going to be, well, they're going to be hitting the field very shortly, and that is a really big shutdown for a big 3-base push like this. 2-2 for Reynor is, it is a very long ways away. Oh, Fungal Growth's going to come on in. It will be pretty good corrosive bios. It's going to be dodged, but it's a little bit late on those bios. This is actually a surprisingly good fight for Reynor. Because the tanks weren't sieged, he was able to stick around and take that. He does clear up the Banshee here. Ryung trying to gain ground. I don't know that Reynor should be fighting right here. Into a couple of siege tanks, and Ryung does a good job avoiding the corrosive bios with the one unsieged tank. Reynor is still maxed out, and he's still got a bank, so he's just trying to buy time for those Vipers to be ready to go, and he is doing a good job of doing so. Ryung will complete his +1 armor, +2 attack is about to finish as well, but he does not want to fight until it's ready. Fungal growths are going to be good. But I mean, they don't do as much damage as they used to. Now, the army is bruised up for Ryung. He needs a little bit of time, but he's cleared a lot of creep. And he's doing a really good job of slow pushing and keeping his army integrity intact. Ooh, lurk. Wait, no, that's not a lurker, is it? Is it? That is a lurker egg, isn't it? Wow. Okay, I mean, I don't think I like lurkers particularly against this push because there's so many tanks, but they are going to slow this down a lot. Ooh, a couple of spore crawlers on the top side will reposition, will get taken out. Big blinding clouds on the ramp. Corrosive vials do miss the Liberator, but Ryung is... I mean, he's lost some units, but he is pushing into a good position. Finally, a corrosive vial setup will get one of those tanks. Vipers do recharge energy, and that's a nice abduct on the frontline Liberator. Oh, and those lurkers getting some big spines on the bio. Ryung is on 6 medevacs, but a lot of them, as we can see, are switching off to another base. Corrosive vials find the Liberator. This counterattack of roaches is going to be difficult to deal with. Ryung repositioning to the pocket base and will push forward in on top of this. He is doing a great job. This is such a methodical push from him. Lightning clouds are going to come on in, but it's only one and only gets one tank. The base is going to fall. Reynor's in some huge trouble. Is Ryung doing it again with the 1-1 curse? It's not over yet, but Reynor is in big trouble, and he is back down to just 3 bases. He's going to lose so many drones here. Ryung is doing such a good job in this game. Reynor is falling down in supply. Reynor, oh my goodness. He has lost almost all the creep. There's one more scan needed to clear that last bit of creep on the bottom side of the map. And if Reynor loses that creep, I mean, that's all of it gone on the bottom side. Ryung is doing just such a magnificent job. Now, it is not over yet. Even with all these bases going down, it is absolutely not over. Reynor's got a Viper. Oh, those were burrowed roaches. I was like, man, those corpses are taking a while. Nice job with the burrowed roach play. Ryung is still only on 3 command centers. And he's only on 59 SCVs, but Reynor's only on 61 drones. Now, that does mean that if Reynor loses this counterattack... Oh, the lurker trap! The lurker trap! Oh, the sick play from Reynor! Absolutely jumping the army in the back alley. Oh, the bait and switch from Reynor. So nice, and he retakes the supply lead. So well done. Very nicely done from Reynor. That was such a sick play. Ooh, Ryung's gonna get on top of this, though. There's not enough lurkers to protect this army, and that means Ryung will clean up these few lurkers. Ooh, and that's actually a lot of roaches going down as well. Blinding cloud on the bottom side is gonna find one tank. We will see the Liberators getting taken down as well. Can he get the orbital? Oh, Reynor, if he can kill that, that would be really nice. But he pulls back the hive just a little bit too early. He won't be able to get the kill on the base. Still, he's denied a lot of mining right now. Ryung is ahead in army supply. He's going to find another base. Oh, yeah, that is a very dead base. Ryung maybe could have stuck around for a little bit longer, but it seems like he is worried about his own housekeeping. Oh, is that lurker going to be able to burrow out of range of the scan? Well, the scan expires. There's an issue with scans. Ryung does not have a ton of energy. That's a big stim. Oh, and he still loses a unit. He actually didn't even need to stim there. He could have, like, walked 2 slow Marauders in and cleared that out, but Reynor putting a lot of pressure on Ryung into this next stage. There's no repair. Oh, my God. Please don't lose the orbital to just burning down. Oh, the orbital command. Okay, he will start to repair it. 3-3 is going to complete for Reynor. He's actually on a 3rd Evo as well. Ooh, the scan will come in. We do see a big fungal growth on the center mass of the army. Blinding cloud on the tanks as well. Reynor gonna shut this down. Getting both, I guess that was all 3 tanks, in fact. And it looks like Ryung's dreams of taking this game are starting to go up in smoke. Reynor, he was really in trouble, but he makes some maneuvers. For me, the momentum breaker was that 3 lurker trap in the middle of the map. Never count out the young Italian. Ryung is going to find this base that Reynor was able to mine from for a while on that bottom side. And Ryung is still on 3 bases mining, and he's still got a big army supply. But Reynor is maxed out. He's able to trade, and he's doing fantastically in the last couple of minutes of this game. Look at that income advantage, even with the bases that have gone down. Yeah, Ryung has just lost so much mining. Not that many SCVs going down. A few here and there, and Ryung is not rebuilt, which I actually do like. Big concave of bio, but that is a lot of lurkers. We do see a massive surround coming in from Ryung. Is this going to be enough? I don't think so. The fungal growth, the lurkers, it's too much. And Reynor takes a banger of a game number 1. All right, here we go. Game number 2 between these very exciting players. Ryung going to be going for a low ground play. Reynor, oh, he's going up to 17 drones. Is this going to be gas pool or just a quick pool in general? Ah, it is going to be a gas pool. Cool. All right. Speedlink expand, perhaps. Maybe anticipating a potential 3 racks play, or like a proxy 2 racks, proxy 3 racks, or maybe even anticipating the 2 racks Reaper play and looking to get a little bit of a jump on that with a quick speed. We will see. We will see. This is the obviously more economically focused Speedling expand. You can theoretically go for a 13-12 Speedling expand, but then you really have to get a lot done in order to not put yourself behind. Ryung, he is not going to be going for a 2 racks Reaper, as I was kind of expecting that it would just be the 1 racks. I was thinking it might have been a Marine first, though. That would have been really interesting. How you doing, by the way, Lambo? Hope you're having a good one. Reynor not checking far enough to see that it is the low ground setup. The other thing that makes this low ground setup good, obviously, on Oceanborn is the fact that it only takes 2.5 buildings. So we see the reactor, or sorry, pardon me, we see the barracks, we see the factory, we see a supply depot, and that's a full wall. Now, obviously, having that reactor super exposed like this is not comfy. It is not comfy at all. If Reynor decided to go for a Bane bust, or, you know, some kind of Roach Ravager pressure, or even a Roach Ravager push, I mean, that reactor is just completely hanging. But obviously, we're not going to see that. But we do see the third hatchery coming on in. Reynor denying the scout. And you always have to be a little bit scared that something could be coming. Now, with there being a full wall at the natural, this little Speedling, potential Speedling flood that we could be seeing from Reynor, it has almost no potential to get anything done. And there is that benefit of this. Now, this could just be defensive in nature, and I wouldn't hate it if it were. Well, I think yeah, he's going to try and slip out onto the map. Okay, maybe going to try and go for a quick grab on a couple of the Hellions. No, he's going to try and skirt around. Really wanted to make sure he didn't get scouted, but there's a full wall. And that's why checking the front is so important. Reynor doesn't know this. He's going to know this when these units appear. Now, if the Cyclones rallied out to the wrong side, this could have been annoying. Oh, it would have been so much better, I think, to go after the reactor as well as the tech lab. But he's going to go for it now, but he could have gotten that. That would have actually been worth, I think, if he'd gotten both the reactor and the tech lab and he gets out without losing anything. So that could have actually been a great play. But of course, he didn't know what the setup was. We do see the lift on the barracks, and that will allow the Cyclones to get the kill. In the main base, obviously, you got the third commands that are on already done. I wonder if Ryung is going to go for Battle Mech here. He certainly could. It's a possibility. Oh, no, there it is, double engineering bay. So, wow, this is greedy from Ryung. No starport, double engineering bay. Okay, there is a build that Cure did right as the new patch dropped versus Serral. And I believe it is rather similar to this. I'm He did it in the $10,000 World Team League show match. Now, this is a lot of Hellions here. We are going to see a surround attempt coming in from Reynor. Oh, he is going to be able to get the pin against the wall, and that's going to let the Lings feast. Very nice surround from Reynor, and that will take down everything. Oh, that's a beautiful play. Now, obviously, Reynor doesn't know this, but if he knew how greedy Ryung was being, he could have potentially just win the game right now. Actually, does he even have a rope warren done? I don't think so. He will get the denial on Stim, which is pretty nice. He's already slowed it down by killing the Tech Lab once. He slows it down a lot more this time. Okay, there it is. Ryung is going for 4 more barracks. He still hasn't even started a starport. Okay, there it is. I was like, hello? Like, you're going to want medevacs at least, right? And he starts them up now. Starts that starport up now. But this is so wildly greedy. It has to time out with a 2-2 push. Yeah, there's the armory. I was going to say, you can't do the Maru thing and try for a 1-1 push and just go from there. Reynor, great start for him in this game, number 2. And, oh, he's setting up with another little Ling counterattack potentially on the top side. Ryung did have to rebuild a lot of Hellions here. I wonder if Reynor is going to read this. No, he's already seen that Stim was being researched. Yeah, no, he won't read this as mech. So he is reading this correctly. He's getting the Baneling Nest, the Lair, already on 61 drones. And there's the double Evo for Reynor. We do have the double Tech Lab coming out of Ryung, so he is going to be able to get Stim and combat shields, and that will make up for the lack of time. We can see that, yeah, Reynor has not yet saturated that 1 gas in the natural, which is, it's a little bit of an oversight. He'll obviously have to fix that, but not the end of the world. And there we go. He does exactly that. Now, Oceanborn is a cramped map. Unlike Solaris, where Ryung would have to... Like, it takes a long time to get to a siege position that actually threatens a base. You can threaten the 4th base from pretty close distance. It is not that long. It is not that crazy. Wait, hang on. Did Ryung cancel his barracks and then rebuild them? Or is he just building... Oh, wow, no. What am I thinking? I called the 8 racks, but that was like that was just his first round of production. He's just been that greedy. It is still going to be an 8 racks. My God. Damn, my brain just absolutely had a fart. Whenever I see 3 additional barracks on the production tab, my brain immediately jumps to 8 racks. Immediately, every time. In this case, I think it's 7 barracks. This is why I always want to be in the game, so I can check production and do all the things. Ryung is doing a really good job of clipping the creep back and keeping this from getting of hand. And this is against one of the best creep spreaders on the frickin' planet. Reynor doing a good job of preventing the cancel on the 5th base once again. Ryung already did get a little bit of a cancel. This is going to be Widow Mines with this push. Very interesting. Okay, okay. Okay, yeah, it is 8 racks and 4 Tech Labs. So this is something Maru, I believe Maru pioneered this a while ago. I think the first time I saw it was back at TSL 9 versus Solar. It may not have been the first time it happened. Man, look at that 2-2 finishing. Look at this 2-2 timing. 9 minutes and both upgrades are done. Just as Reynor's 1-1 completes, this is so much power in this push. Ryung's army supply is massive. If even one Widow Mine gets a good shot, this could be just lights out. We are going to see, oh, here comes the Banelings. They're trying to get some Mind Regs. They can get some good connections here. Widow Mine's in the front line, not able to burrow in time. Ryung, though, he just has so much firepower in this army. The 2-2 is so good. Now, there's still Banelings left over, and I think all the mines pretty much have been dealt with. Counterattack on the other side of the map is good, but it's the main army fight that we're worried about. Now the Lings are going to get into the main base, and they will be a problem. Ooh, these Baneleys trying to finish up morphing. They're not going to be able to do so. Only 4 of the eggs survive, and that is not enough Baneleys here. Ryung is up over 50 army supply, 60 army supply. The Banelee nest goes down, and Ryung's push is so strong. He is going to crush through on Oceanborn with the greediest engineering bay timing. And the 1-1 continues. Ryung, so well done.